What's up? This is Jared with Splendor Lights. This is gonna be the third video. In this video, I'm gonna show you all the props that are on the yard. Talk about those, do a quick overview, show you guys how I have all those hooked up. And if you want to see the other video on the controllers or props on the house, just check those videos out. The links will be in the comment or in the whatever in the thing. Just check the links out. And all right, so we're gonna switch back over to the house and then do a quick walkthrough. I'm running out of daylight, so I gotta hurry. All right, so we're gonna walk across the street here, and I guess we'll just start off on this corner. So we had a little community competition, and we won competition. It was good to see a lot of people decorated this year, a lot more than last year, so that was really awesome. So over here on the left-hand side, I have this trim, and this is actually the exact PVC that I had drilled out last year and had using for all my trims. And I switched all my trims to the YPS track, 1-inch spacing, and I put all that up. So it's all metal trim. It hides all the wires. It looks really, really awesome. This was on the house last year, and I didn't like it because it just looked like I had trash hanging all over the house with all the wires hanging out, and I had 3D printed all the clips. They were on magnets, and I just wasn't a huge fan. So I spent the money to get the YPS track, which I'm way more happy with because I could pretty much leave that up year round and no one would even notice. Anyways, this trim runs all the way down and it runs all the way across. And I didn't really have to build this because I already had it, so I just repurposed it. It worked really awesome. Just ends right there, and that's it. That's the trim of the yard. And I really like it because it keeps people off the yard, because typically they don't want to step over it. So, and then parents kind of see it as a barrier for the kids, and they tell them to not go past it. So it's pretty cool. So on the front of the yard here, I have candy canes. I have 4 candy canes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 4 of these little mini trees with the stars, and all these came from Boscoyo. What I did is I painted them all. So these aren't the decor ones that you can buy. I actually taped these off and painted them and did all that stuff. And then on the back side of them, I have PVC pipe, and the PVC pipe just makes it sturdy. And at the bottom, I put these in with a rebar. So I have rebar in the ground, and then I have one piece that's long that I use to adjust the height so that it doesn't go down too far. And then I have this other piece of rebar. Oops, there you go. There you go, it's a better picture, sorry about that. The other piece of rebar, all it does is it keeps it from spinning so that they don't turn sideways or anything. I don't like them on the ground, so I like to have room under them. When the grass was cut short, they were actually not touching the grass, but now because it's been, they've been up here for 2 months, the grass has grown in. They're starting to get the bottom pixels wet, which doesn't bother me because everything's all sealed. I've had pretty good luck with my pixels. These pixels on all these props down here all came from either RGB Man last year or from, so I bought some of the, before Your Pixel Store had their new and improved yellow PC board ones, I bought some of these from them. So they're a mixture of RGB Man and YPS Store. And then same thing with these little mini trees. They're on the same kind of rebar setup, and they just slide on. It's really easy because I can just pop them on and pop them off. The wire comes over here, and then it goes into the tree, goes into the star, ends at the star, and then goes down and then goes to the candy cane, and then it ends there. So each tree and candy cane is on one port, and these are all exactly the same. So I got a tree and a candy cane, a tree and a candy cane, a tree and a candy cane. Pretty easy, all mounted exactly the same way with PVC and rebar. And I got this Tune 2 sign, and this was kind of a temporary thing. I'm gonna do something different next year, I think. I got the mega tree, it's got a big gap over here, so I think I might run a matrix under it so I can have my Tune 2 sign there and then maybe do something else over here. I'm not too sure, but anyways, this is hooked up the exact same way. It's got the PVC pipe. I'm not gonna go over there because it's muddy. I could probably come over here on the grass. And I got the PVC pipe over the rebar with the PVC holding it all together. You can see it all goes in right there. It's all these pixels are all on one port, and there's no power injection. I run everything at 30% and I don't have any problems at all. Everything is perfect. So over here, I built these, I call them mini mega trees. And they're built with the same strip that the mega tree's built out of, but they're just mini ones, just small ones. And this mini mega tree, I bought the topper from Boscoyo. I didn't use their guy wires. I put them on here, but I didn't use them. I actually just secured them on the bottom. But These are actually just EMT pipe going down here, and then we handmade these little bases out of EMT pipe and curved them with an EMT pipe bender. And then I got little anchors in the ground down here, over here. I only got 2, and then on the front I have a little spacer I made out of PVC to keep it from going down too far. And then I got an anchor right there. So this is just screwed into the ground right here, and it's got zip ties holding them on. And over here at the bottom, there's a little plastic thing that goes here so they don't sink into the ground. So these are just floating on top of the ground. They're not actually in the ground like the mega trees, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. But all 4 of these are done exactly the same. And each one has its own run back to the controller. So each one's on its own port. That way if one goes down, they don't all go down. And these are, I want to say they're 50. They're 50 up and 50 down. 50, they're 50, 50. It's actually a 1. It starts here. It goes up 50, down 50, up 50, down 50, up 50. And then it goes to the star. And the star, I think, is like 25 or something. Not that many. But it all, so like I said, all those are on one port and with no power injection. Same thing with this one. It's all on one port with no power injection. Same thing with this one. One port and one port. And then over here we got the mega tree. So the star of the show. Now the mega tree is 125 pixels up, 125 pixels down per port. So each port has 250 pixels on it. And let's see, I forget how many. I think I have 32. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Oh, I got 28. I got 28. 28 rows of 250, whatever that adds up to. And I got this little piece right here that I run across the middle at where it intersects at like 2 inches. And this helps the pixels stay straight and they don't get all curved and all jacked up in the wind and get all tangled. And I have the guy wires coming down here on the front into an anchor. And then on the sides of the base, I have guy wires. And then for the main topper goes all the way up here, and it's got a guy wire going to the top on each side and on the back. And then on the back side of the pole, I have a crank, which is really cool. We built this, we made this custom. It's not a ASAP pole, it's just a custom steel pole that we made, and we made a mount for the crank. And then I have actually a Matos topper, and it just slides up and down the pole. We modified it so we could slide it up and down the pole with the crank. And then down here at the bottom, we got it cemented like, I want to say it's like 2 feet or in the ground, 3 feet in the ground, 36 inches in the ground, something like that. And it slides into this pipe, which is cemented into the ground. It just stays here. And next year I just pop this pole out, slide it in, and then the ring around the bottom just floats. And then we hook it up to the pixels, and then we tighten it down so that it doesn't slide down, and it gives it all support. And I don't have any problems with it at all. It's rock solid. It's a good pole. Last year I had a problem because the wind was really, really strong and I didn't have guy wires. Well, this year I have the guy wires and I have the pole with the crank. So if the weather got really bad, I could just crank it down, and we've pretty much solved that problem. So, but that's it on all the props. Like I said, all the wires, everything has its own run. There's no power injection. Everything's run on the Falcon F16V4 controller with the expansion. You can see more about that in the other video. And we'll come back out here and check it out one more time. But that's it. Not gonna go all the way across the street. You got the mega tree. Oh, and the star at the top is on its own port also, and that's a Boscoyo. I think it was the 40-something inch star. I don't know. I have to look it up, but yeah, it's a Boscoyo star, Boscoyo singing trees, Boscoyo snowflakes, everything. I bought everything, all this stuff from Boscoyo. So if you guys have any questions or anything, hit me up and send me a DM, and